Hey everyone! Today's story is about the incredible life of one of the greatest inventors who ever lived, Nikola Tesla. It takes you on a journey from his childhood in a small village, through his big dreams and struggles, all the way to his brilliant inventions that changed the world. Tesla's story is full of wonder, hard work, and inspiration, showing us that one curious mind can truly light up the future. Long ago, on a cold winter's night in a small village called Smiljan, a boy named Nikola Tesla was born. The year was 1856. From the moment he opened his eyes, people said there was something different about him. He arrived into a family that was kind and loving. His father, Milutin, was a priest in the Serbian Orthodox Church. His mother, Juka, never had the chance to go to school, yet she could invent and fix things around their home. She made simple wooden tools and small machines from bits of metal and wood. Nikola loved to watch her work. He learned from her that imagination and steady hands could change the world. From his earliest days, Nikola was curious. He spent hours watching the stars above his home. He would lie on the soft grass and let his mind drift. He wondered how the stars shone and what made lightning flash during storms. He was only a small boy, but his questions were big. He asked everything. Why does the wind blow? How do birds fly? What makes the sun so bright? His family often laughed and answered as best they could, but Nikola would soon learn to find his own answers. When Nikola was 5 years old, a bright bolt of lightning struck near their home. The thunder roared louder than any sound he had ever heard. He felt his heart beat fast with both fear and excitement. At that moment, he vowed that one day he would learn how to harness that power. He wanted to turn lightning into a friendly helper. His mother held him close and whispered, "Stay brave, my son." Her words stayed with him always. As Nikola grew, he became known in his village as the studious boy. He loved to read any book he could find. He read about the great inventors of the past. He read about machines that could spin, lift, or weave. In his mind, he saw new machines that did things no one had ever thought of. He drew these machines on bits of paper and on blank walls. Sometimes his drawings were so detailed that neighbors would stop and stare. School was both a joy and a challenge for Nikola. He wanted to learn all he could, but he often found the school books too small for his big ideas. He dreamed of engines that ran on invisible currents and lights that shone without heat. His teachers sometimes thought his daydreams were distracting, but when Nikola spoke, his words carried power. He could describe an engine that could spin on its own. He could explain how a copper wire might carry energy like a river carries water. When Nikola was in his late teens, his family moved to Gospic, a nearby town. He attended high school there. The change was hard at first. He missed the quiet fields and gentle hills around Smiljan. Gospic was busy and noisy, but there, Nikola met other young people who loved science. He joined a chemistry club and built small experiments. He turned copper wire into coils and connected them to small batteries. He saw sparks jump from one end to the other and felt his heart fill with wonder. One winter day, Nikola became very ill. He had a terrible fever and could barely move. The doctors said he might not live. His family prayed and kept the fire burning at his bedside. Nikola's mother never left him. Each day, she sat beside him and read stories of heroes and explorers. Little by little, Nikola regained his strength. When he rose from his bed, he felt a new resolve. He would live to share his ideas with the world. After he recovered, Nikola returned to his books with greater passion. He drew plans for machines and wrote down ideas for electrical systems. He dreamed of motors powered by alternating currents, currents that change direction again and again. At the time, most people used direct current. Direct current flows one way only. It worked, but only over short distances. Nikola saw a world where alternating current could travel far, lighting up whole cities. In 1875, Nikola went to the Austrian Polytechnic in Graz to study engineering. He arrived with bright eyes and a mind full of dreams. He studied hard. He slept little, sometimes working through the night on his sketches. His classmates watched in awe as he built small machines in his room. They heard the buzz of motors and saw the glow of lamps. Yet, his grades did not always match his talent. He skipped lectures to work in his makeshift laboratory. Professors praised his intellect, but frowned at his absence. After 2 years, Nikola left Graz. He took a job in Budapest, working for a telegraph company. There, he watched engineers install new lines of wire across the city. He saw the power of electricity to connect people. He realized that electricity was not just a curiosity, it was the future. He spent his evenings building models of electric dynamos. He imagined a machine that could run by itself without the need for steam or water power. In 1882, an important moment came. Nikola was walking through a park in Budapest when he saw a small lamp glow weakly in his hand. He held 2 wires connected to a simple generator. As he turned the handle, the lamp shone with a soft light. In that instant, he understood how alternating current could work. He saw in his mind the flow of energy, reversing direction hundreds of times each second. He saw wires that could carry light and power to homes far away. His heart pounded with excitement. He knew he had discovered something extraordinary. Soon after, Nikola moved to Paris to work for the Continental Edison Company. He repaired and improved direct current machines. He learned much about practical engineering, but his spirit longed for more. He spent every spare moment drawing new machines. He wrote letters full of ideas to his family. He described motors that ran without brushes, transformers that changed voltage with ease, and circuits that lost almost no energy. In 1884, with a small letter of introduction in his pocket and only a few coins left, Nikola boarded a steamship to America. He arrived in New York City with bright eyes and a burning dream. He met Thomas Edison, the most famous inventor in the world. Edison hired him at a good wage. For a time, Nikola worked in Edison's machine shop. Yet, their ideas clashed. Edison believed direct current was best. Nikola knew alternating current was the future. He proposed improvements for Edison's dynamos. But when Edison refused, Nikola felt stung. He quit his job, hoping to find backers who would believe in his vision. In the years that followed, Nikola lived a hard life. He slept in cheap boarding houses and sometimes went hungry. Yet he worked tirelessly. He found a few investors, and together they built his first laboratory in New York. There, he built dynamos that ran on alternating current. He created motors that turned silently and smoothly. He designed transformers that stepped voltage up and down with little loss. His inventions were brilliant, but the world was skeptical. Edison's followers spread rumors that alternating current was dangerous. Nikola did not argue. He let his machines speak for themselves. In 1893, he won a contract to light the world's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Over 100,000 lamps lit the fairgrounds. Visitors came from every corner of the earth. They walked under glowing arches and along shining boulevards. For many, it was the first time they saw electric light. The colors of the fair glowed like a dream. Nikola stood behind the scenes, his heart swelling with pride. He had shown the world a new way to use electricity. His success in Chicago led to a contract to build a great power plant at Niagara Falls. He designed a massive station where water rushed through turbines, turning his alternating current generators. The power traveled over tall towers to Buffalo, miles away, lighting factories and homes. It was the first long-distance transmission of electric power. When the plant opened, bells rang in cities and villages. Factories hummed to life. Homes brightened at dusk. Nikola's dream had come true. He had harnessed nature's power and shared it with mankind. Even as his success grew, Nikola dreamed even bigger. He imagined a world connected by invisible waves. He dreamed of sending signals through the air to distant lands. He sketched plans for a tower so tall that it could send energy across oceans without wires. He called it the Wardenclyffe Tower. Investors listened, but over time, their money dried up. They feared it was all too strange, too far-fetched. Despite his pleas, the project stopped before it was complete. Nikola felt a deep sadness in his heart. He had reached so close to his dream, yet it slipped away. In the years that followed, Nikola lived alone in New York hotels. He fed pigeons in Bryant Park and spoke softly to himself. Yet his mind never rested. He wrote papers about the future of wireless communication, X-rays, and cosmic rays. He filed dozens of patents. He spoke of energy in the air, flying machines, and death rays to defend nations. Many thought he was mad. Many of his ideas were ahead of their time. Only now do we see how visionary he truly was. As Nikola grew older, money was always scarce. He sold some of his patents, but gave much away. He refused to fight patent battles. He cared more for truth than for wealth. He lived simply. He wore a dark suit and a straw hat. He walked the streets of New York, always polite, always quiet. He ate in the same small restaurant each day. He talked to the owner and petted the cats that lounged on the windowsill. On January 7th, 1943, Nikola Tesla passed away in his room at the Hotel New Yorker. He was 86 years old. News of his death spread slowly. Few people attended his funeral. Yet newspapers spoke of his life and genius. They told stories of his early experiments, his great triumphs at Chicago and Niagara, and his lonely last years. Scientists and dreamers around the world remembered him as the man who saw the future. In the decades since Tesla's death, his name has grown brighter. We now live in the age he dreamed of. Alternating current powers our cities and homes. Wireless communication carries our voices and images across the world. Radios, televisions, and cell phones all trace their roots to his work. Electric cars, renewable energy, and wireless charging continue his quest to share energy without pollution. Nikola Tesla's life teaches us many lessons. He showed us the power of imagination and hard work. He never gave up, even when the world seemed against him. He believed in kindness, often helping others without asking for thanks. He dreamed of a world where energy was free and abundant, where nations worked together for the good of all. Today, young people everywhere learn of his story. They see how a boy from a small village became one of history's greatest inventors. They learn to dream big and work hard. They learn that failure is only a step towards success. They learn to be kind and curious. They learn that the world can be changed by one person's vision. Nikola Tesla once said, "The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine." His words ring true today. He worked for a future beyond his time. That future is ours now. As we turn on our lights, charge our phones, and speak to loved ones across continents, we honor his dreams. We walk the path he shone for us with his brilliant mind and gentle heart. May his story inspire you to dream boldly, work diligently, and share your gifts with the world. Like Tesla, you may start small, in your home, your school, or your village, but with hope and effort, your ideas can light the darkest nights and connect hearts across the globe. Just as Nikola Tesla did, let your imagination soar and let your spirit shine.